Hi, it's Belinda from Belinda's Book Nook, and it's Friday, so it's my Friday reads. I'm actually starting to like these a lot because, like I said, the format is so much more relaxed, and I don't have to worry about meeting any expectations. So, I was thinking before I turned the camera on that I definitely proved that I'm not very good with TBRs because I have glided past the TBR and moved on to other things this month, and maybe also back to some of the things that I said. But I finished one audiobook, which I'll talk to you about in my wrap up. But what's happening is, and I really feel like somebody at Overdrive is just like messing with me because books are coming off hold that were supposed to be on hold for 6 weeks. Come on, 6 weeks to a day is crazy. So, and I'm so bad at not like, I'll look at it and I'll see there's 10 people waiting. And so instead of saying, okay, Belinda, you have these books you're gonna read, put it back in the queue, get it another time, I'm like greedy. I'm like, no, I want to read it now and I'll borrow it. And chances are I might not finish it and I feel bad afterwards. I'm like, somebody could have read this. So yeah, that's where I am. So yesterday, one came in, an audiobook, and it's Alexander McCall Smith's book. Now it's the #1 Ladies Detective series. I think it was 2 years ago. I had the flu. And you know when you get the flu, for any of you that have had it, that you can't do much of anything except for sleep, and you're not hungry, and sometimes you're achy. I listened to the first book in this series, and it was so good, and I really loved the narrator. And so I had put myself on hold on this a while back to see if I could get it, and it was taking so long, and boom, it came yesterday. So I'm definitely gonna do it. So it is basically, it's taken over the TBR. So this one is called Tears of the Giraffe, and this again is by Alexander McCall Smith. They're really good. I'd like to watch the series that was on HBO a long time ago. I'm sure I can find it probably on Netflix or something, but I want to read at least, say, 5 or 6 of the books before I do that, because I just think that it's nice to have a good background before you go into it. So there's that. Then I always go into Hoopla and regularly and check and see what's new. I don't know why, because it's not like I don't have bookcases and bookcases of books that I need to look at and read, right? But I do anyway, because I just do. And I found this book. It's called Chasing Space, An Astronaut Story of Grit, Grace, and Second Chances by Leland Melvin. I don't recall this gentleman, or maybe I do, I just forgot about him. But this is the picture of the book cover. Can I do it without that? Yeah, okay. So there's the book cover. And he's a black astronaut. So this is a nonfiction. And I started it already. Like, I just saw it and something about it. I was like, oh, this sounds so interesting. You know, he played for the NFL before becoming an astronaut. And so even just first of all, he's a black man becoming an astronaut. But then that he was a football player, you don't necessarily equate the two. When I'm telling you right now, the book is it's very impressive, the stuff that he's achieved in his life so far in the book. So it's a really good read, and it was not on my list, but I am reading that one. Yep. Now, the day before yesterday, I got an email, and it's like they're messing with me too. They send me emails of, books they have new in the queue and stuff like that for Hoopla. So I had heard about this one. I don't know if it was on the channel or maybe I might have saw it online, but it's called The Last Flight by Julie Clark. It just came out. I think it's like within this month or last month. I feel like it's this month. Anyway, this one, I haven't started it yet. I did check it out, but it sounds really kind of good, and I need like that kind of distraction. What I remember of it, and let me show you the cover of it while I'm sitting here doodling around. What I remember about the book, again, The Last Flight by Julie Clark, is there's two women with totally different lives. One, I believe, who's very wealthy and has, servants, but I think her husband is, if I remember this right, he is abusive. The other one doesn't have necessarily all of those. Let me see if I can find the little description. Basically, it's they decide in a chance meeting in the airport to switch tickets, and it's not a spoiler, right? Let me make sure I tell you right without having to spoil the book. I'll read it a little bit to you. If I can find the little description of it. I thought it sounded so good. Okay, yeah, it came out in June. It says 23rd of this year. It says two women, two flights, one last chance to disappear. Claire Cook has a perfect life. She's married to the scion of political dynasty with a Manhattan townhouse and a staff of 10. Her surroundings are elegant and blah, 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 blah. Behind closed doors, though, it's not quite as it seems. The perfect husband has a temper that burns as bright as his promising political career. And then a chance meeting in the airport I'm just skipping down, brings her together with a woman whose circumstances seem equally dire. Together, they make a last-minute decision to switch tickets. Claire taking Eva's flight to Oakland, and Eva traveling to Puerto Rico as Claire. They believe the swap will give each of them the head start they need to begin again somewhere far away. But when the flight to Puerto Rico goes down, Claire realizes it's no longer a head start, but a new life. Cut off of options with the news of her death about to explode in the media, Claire will assume Eva's identity, and along with it, the secrets Eva fought so hard to keep hidden. It's a story of two women, both alone, both scared, in one agonizing decision that will change the trajectory of both of their lives. What? First of all, my first question is, how do you change, if you don't look like that person, right? How do you sleep in their life? The questions I have make me curious enough to pick up this book. I want to read it. It's kind of morbid too, right? But it's a good, I need some some take me away book. So this sounds like one I might actually do. We'll see. I'm not super fast. So, and we're itching through the month. So it may spill over into the next month, which is going to happen anyways, right? So that is one of the ones. And I also wanted to update you guys. Let's see. So some of the books that I've bought. Okay, so I got this one. It's the newest book by Isabel Wilkerson. It's called Cass, The Origins of Our Discontents. Okay, now, run out and get it, because she's amazing, I promise you. But you should read this first. This is the one I talk about forever. I finally read it this year, so I'm happy to say it. But The Warmth of Other Suns is the story that I read this year. Amazing. Heavy, but amazing. Amazing way to tell a story. So well researched. Amazing. So this one, I can't imagine it not being equally as amazing. And the lovely thing about this, I bought it from Barnes & Noble, so it is, okay, got a little thing in here. It's a signed copy. So she touched this book. Yep. There we go. Little signature. And that's, I think, a receipt or something. So anyway, so that was one of my purchases. Now my other one, I follow a lot of people on YouTube, and I'm not always good about always checking the channels, but when I do, I enjoy listening to the channels. But my friend Natalie, a curious reader, has a tendency sometimes to say things and that just pique my interest that she reads, and I'm like, I have to check that out. She's one of those people. The other one is Musical Tatiana. Her channel, she's so passionate when she talks about a book. I want to read it because she just makes me excited about it. I love videos like that. So anyways, Natalie was going on and on and on in her videos about this book she read. She did a buddy read, I believe, of the Sherlock Holmes series. And I'm like, I've read some spin-offs from the Sherlock Holmes books, and I really enjoyed them. But I've never read Sherlock Holmes. And the cover she had was a bind up. And so the book nerd in me was like looking at it while she's talking, like, oh, I like that cover. I really kind of want to do it. This might be fun. I love mysteries. So I'll get off and, her channel, and I go look for it. Can't find it. I finally sent her a text, but it was later by the time I saw her text. So I rushed to the store, to Barnes & Noble with my husband, and I got some cool finds, okay? They, whatever, right? Look at these two. These are really cool. These are, let's see, is this Penguin? I want to see if this is a Penguin. Can't it tell me which edition these are? It says Arcturus, I guess, is the publishing company. But these are really cool ones. There's only 2 of these. They don't have any of his other books like this. I like them. I think these are great on the shelf. So this is The Return of Sherlock Holmes and The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. But look at even the spine on them are really cute too. So I picked up those, $5.98 each. Okay, really cheap, less than $6 each. Then I asked the lady, because I wanted to get the first one. I always want to read the first one of the series, and then if I want to jump around, I'll jump around. So I asked the lady, she brought me, and she found a beautiful book. It was like gold edges, it was hardcover, it was fantastic. And I opened it up, and it had, I don't know if it had all his stories or what, but it probably did, because the writing was so tiny. I was like, this is lovely. It's beautiful to be on the bookshelf, but I don't think it's practical that I'm going to read it. Yeah. So, and besides, I really thought I was going to wreck it. And that, I think, was $27, something like that. Then I went to the bargain section. Okay, check this out, right? So, boom, right? You look at the cover here and you think, oh, this might be for kids or something, what have you. And this one has the first full-length novel, A Study in Scarlet, plus 14 memorable case featuring the world's most famous sleuth. But check out the book cover. Isn't that nice? But wait, it's going to get even nicer to you in a minute. Okay, so, and inside it's decent, and it has a little line art in it. Really, really nice. It reminds me of the books my mom had when I was growing up on her bookshelf. Always had like line art like that. $5. I got it for $5. I got it for less than one of those books. It was originally $15. It got marked down. It was originally 20 or something, I think, then it went to 15, and then it went to 5. I mean, that's a deal. And it comes in the case, so it stays nice. The cover's really nice, the silver on it. So if you have a Barnes & Noble, check out I'm going to enable somebody else. Check out the bargain table, because that's where you can get that. And thank you, Natalie, for just adding to my TBR. So, one other thing that I wanted to share, I've been doing a lot of online things lately, like, watching authors speak and things. And last night I watched, it's called the Martha's Vineyard author series. They usually have a bunch of authors go to the island, and you can go there and see them. And of course, now with COVID, we had to, they are doing everything online, right? So it's a virtual presentation. I've been coughing. It's been lots of pollen in the air. I'm forgetting what I was saying. Okay, so I wanted to just let you know a little bit about it. I'm going to try to link below. This is what I ask of you. If I can link to it below, because I registered for it and then they sent me a link. So I'm wondering if I can send the link now that it's happened for you to watch it. If that is the case, it'll be below. And I just say, for any of you that do have the means, if you can donate after watching the video or before, whatever, there's a donate button, like $10, just so that helps them be able to continue with the series. It's a small island and a small group of people that actually organize this. So, so if you can do that. But this particular one, I watched a couple other ones. This is the last one, and this one was called The Black Lives Matter Movement and the Fight for Racial Justice. The moderator is Ken Mack, and the panelists were Kaise Lehman, and he is an author and a professor. He wrote the book, he's well known for the book called Heavy, which I didn't read, and for some reason I thought it was a female that wrote that book. Just don't even say anything about it. So I do want to read that book now, especially after listening to him speak. He also wrote another couple books. Another one that's well known is called Long Division. And then the next panelist was Barbara Phillips. She's a civil rights lawyer and a social justice activist and a professor as well. I'm not sure if she's written any books, but she was amazing to listen to talk. And then there was David Blight, who is an African American history professor and a author of many books, one of which has my guy on it, which is the Frederick Douglass Prophet of Freedom. This I have a date with this fall, and it's a chunker. It will definitely go over the course of a few months because I just know me, and I feel like I'm gonna have to try to digest it, but we'll see. Maybe it'll read faster than I think. The Warmth of Other Suns read really fast too, so this is a possibility. But he wrote this, and he's written many other books, David Blight. So the three of them talked, and it was so good. I will, when I do my video that I talk about, you know, the different things within like stuff that I write in this book, but also dropping things, and also that other book that I had mentioned to you all about charities. I'll go through and talk. If you don't watch the video, or I can't get that video so you can watch it, I will come back and tell you some of the book recommendations, because Barbara gave some good book recommendations of things to continue on to educate ourselves. So that was really cool. I'm really looking forward. And I would just say to everybody is just look online. There's a lot of authors doing talks online, because this is the way we can really do things right now. And so you're getting really great opportunities to see them. And you can ask questions. Like when I watched this live last night, you could type in questions and they would ask your questions. So the weather here is great. I'm not complaining today about that. It is supposed to be beautiful this weekend. I am looking forward to nice weather that I can relax in and sit out on my deck and just chill. So, and read. So I'm fessed up. I'm fessed up that I didn't read most of the stuff that I said I'm gonna read this month. There may be a chance I will swoop back to that list again and get some more of those, but I'm gonna probably mood read and just read these things that have popped in on my queue from Libby and Overdrive, Hoopla, etc. But I hope you all are well. Wash your hands, social distance, and I will talk to you later. Bye.